So if you own your own business, you manage business, or even if you're just in the process of starting a business, it's really important to prioritize. When I'm working with my clients, sometimes that's one of the main things they need kind of an outside set of eyes just to help them prioritize and help them get focused on the right things at the right time. Because as a business owner or even a business manager, or again, someone who's starting up a business, there's a ton of things to do. There's, a lot on your mind. You have to wear different hats. You have to do different things. And sometimes we can kind of just get lost, in the process and miss important steps or just do the wrong order of steps. So in today's video, I'm just going to talk a little bit about prioritization and how to do that properly and stay on top of things. So as a business consultant, a business advisor that's working regularly with business owners, one of the main things I see is that business owners prioritize the things that they like best. They want to do the things that they enjoy the most, which of course is completely understandable. I think that's just human nature. That's natural. I'm the same way. When there's something I'm really excited about, I want to do it right away. Whereas there's other things that I don't really like doing as much, I will put those things off. So that's very understandable. However, in some circumstances, if you own a business, you're going to have to do some things that you don't love doing, or maybe you're feeling really busy and you just kind of keep pushing them off. But sometimes you just have to get them done and then you can focus more on the things you enjoy. But for example, if you're more the creative type and you're starting a business, maybe you want to focus on the logo, the branding, the business cards, the website, the social media accounts. That could be a pretty common approach for people who are kind of wired that way. Whereas people that are more wired towards the financials and the spreadsheets and stuff, they're often more concerned with the bookkeeping and the financial projections and maybe tax advantages depending on the legal structure of their business. So different personality types, different interests, and I think that's fine. You just have to be careful to make sure you're not just focusing on the things you like, but also focusing on things that are important. And maybe if you can't do those things, you don't like doing those things, that's where you find a business partner or you hire a professional to make sure you're getting all those things done properly. Now, another thing I see with business owners is they often work too much in their business and not enough on their business. Typically they start a business because they're good at something and they like doing it. But when you start a business, there are plenty of other things you have to do besides the actual work. So for example, if you are a landscaper and you like landscaping and that's why you start a business, well, you can't just do landscaping. You're gonna have to do bookkeeping. You're gonna have to do communication with suppliers and clients. You're going to, file your taxes and set up your business bank account and maybe manage employees and have a payroll account and all these different things that go into running a business. So I think oftentimes people fail to focus enough on the business. And sometimes it's just growth strategy or finding ways to improve. They're just too caught up doing the work and they're not, paying attention to if their employees are happy or where they could expand their services or improve their profit margins or things like that. So it's always good to just kind of step back and stop working in your business so that you can observe and better work on your business and just make it operate better. Because if you do get too caught up in just kind of the day-to-day operations of it, you can miss advantages, you can get behind on certain things, or the business just might not run very smoothly. Another thing to be aware of is I often see business owners who just focus too much on one thing. They might want to get something done and it's just taking them a really long time. They're not very efficient, and that can be really problematic. I mean, I'm guilty of that sometimes too, but at some point maybe you just need to stop doing a certain task or outsource it, or just find a way to become more efficient, because as a business owner, your time is limited. You can't get too carried away focusing on one thing, especially if it's something that could be done quicker by someone else, by outsourcing it. And my solution to this, obviously I need to work with a client, one-on-one for a while to kind of get an understanding of their business and their lifestyle and their priorities. But then I think a good way to deal with it once I'm aware of that is just coming up with lists, focusing on what is actually important, writing those down, having to-do lists that are, to do today, to do this month, things you'd like to address in the future when you have more time. So just getting organized is kind of the easiest way to address that without going into too much detail here. But anyways, I hope the video was valuable. If you got any value from it, please click like and feel free to check out my YouTube channel here, where I have lots of videos on business management and business startup topics.